Ladies and gentlemen, we are very, very excited to have you in tonight's training. Very, very excited. And tonight we're going to be having a very special training. I would like to introduce us to our presenter for tonight, a very formidable person as far as the CashTelex community is concerned. Very, very learned, very educated, very I guess there's no better words to say by virtue of the fact that he's already renowned to be the CTO. CTO short for, well, I'll leave that to the members to define, but he's a very qualified person to handle and take us through this particular training. And the particular training that we're going to be having tonight is going to be mining, just like what our CEO declared to us that in the course of this particular month, we shall be handling the mining session. So before our CEO gets to that particular point of declaring mining has started, we found it very right for the community to be educated, learned, and trained as far as this particular project is concerned, so that every single one of us gets an opportunity to know what this particular sphere is all meant to be entailing. And, without leaving anyone behind, yes, our particular trainer for tonight is going to be no other than our CTO, Dr. Kalema Chiwewa. Kindly come on stage and educate us, train us, and give us all the knowledge that this particular community requires to have in preparation for the D-Day and in preparation for the message that the CEO is meant to be declaring before the close of this month. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Simon, the one and the only, for that very warm introduction. For those who may not know, Simon is one of the historical members, early investors in CashTelex, early team members who have done a tremendous job in building the CashTelex community. So he's one of those who have reached out to hundreds and hundreds of families in Africa, especially families of people who are not so well-to-do, and has succeeded in bringing those families into the cashless ecosystem. Yes, we are anxiously looking forward to that time when those families can have a smile on their face, and that time is soon. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to be here tonight to take a further step in our discussion on mining. And for tonight, again, like we said, we shall try to be deliberate, moving step by step, taking baby steps until we have the whole community on board. Because the intention is, first of all, we should understand some elements of the process, and we should encourage some of our members in the community to be involved, especially when we talk about mining from home, in a home setting. But more important, we should understand the benefits that come down to us as investors. I think that's the most important bit. That as CashTelex, as a community, once this process begins, we're opening a new chapter for us. A chapter which guarantees continuity of our project through generations. A chapter which again confirms what we've been saying, that yes, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, rather, it's an investment of a lifetime and beyond. So mining, when this chapter opens, it means, it confirms what we've been saying, that yes, we shall have benefits. It may have taken a while, but somehow our direction, our strategy, our continuity is guaranteed, and it's now stretching beyond us, the immediate community, to bring in other players who will be coming from all over the world. Okay. For tonight, we would like to look at the basics again from a slightly different angle. From an angle where we are saying, even you at your home, you can be involved. Even when before you get that huge investment to set up a huge infrastructure, big systems and so on, yes, you can be involved. And what you need sometimes could be simply improving the equipment that you have currently. If you have some equipment now, currently, maybe you need to just do some upgrading of the equipment that you have. And that equipment can then be, well, a bit more components in your system, then the software, and then, progressively you can go ahead and start enjoying some of the benefits that come along with it. So we'd like to go through this a bit slowly, and maybe we can understand and prepare for the coming phase. Remember, in the coming days, the management will be, commencing the process. And once the process commences, starts officially, a number of special tools will be available to us. We shall have a general orientation, and a specific manual will be handed to us, and we shall be guided on how we could take the baby steps to start mining CashTelex. Okay, first things first. We remind ourselves, maybe some members are attending for the first time. And as we do that, we said like before that when you talk about cryptocurrency mining, it's actually about the same thing as the traditional mining. The understanding should be about the same. You're talking about a process of generating new coins, a process of generating new blocks, and the success of our cryptocurrency depends in part on the miners. Whatever you need in a traditional mining situation, you need equipment, you need personnel, you need specialist people who are very good in this area, you need the other support systems of a business. If you're going to do it at a commercial scale, you need the same in this case. However, for today, like we say, let us look at it from a home perspective. If somebody is going to do it at that scale, to be involved in supporting the network, to be involved in confirming and verifying the transactions that we have, and subsequently, yes, with this, it gives us now room for us to participate and support our network and grow it and expand it, and subsequently extend the benefits to all the others who may wish to be involved as well. With this in mind, transactions that happen on the blockchain need to be verified. Transactions that happen on the blockchain could be many at a given time, especially looking at our case in CashTelex, where we'll have so many people buying from Cashless Go, for instance. You have so many people who are making remittances, moving money from one place to another. We have so many people who are making payments in the ordinary business transactions. They are paying for medication in the pharmacy. They are paying for the taxi drivers, they are paying for, all ordinary transactions that you can see. So it's like the demand for service and support and verification and confirmation will be quite heavy. And that's why even the opportunity for those who are going to participate, it's a big opportunity who are looking at it, for those who are looking at it from a business perspective. Because in a way, you have many transactions happening in different sides, in different domains, as it were. And yes, so the verifiers, in this case, the miners, those who are coming in to verify the transactions, those who are coming in to confirm and support the network as it expands to reach out to other users, become very important players in this regard. So that's why I would like to make this process come out as simple to those who are following as possible, so that we can have the appetite and the motivation to be involved either for business, commercial purposes, to make money out of this, but also to be involved to support the network, to have some fun, in case you need to have some fun, you find this interesting, or even to, be part of the history, because here we are building a community currency, and this currency is championed by the African people, and we could be among those who participate in making it work and making it succeed. I'll go through a few steps shortly, and maybe we can based on this, we can be able to appreciate together what is involved, and subsequently prepare to be on this journey together. I'll share a slide which can detail part of this process for us to see, follow up together. And in this section, we want to see, especially from the home environment, how it is going to be done, or how it is done generally, and later on how it will be done in CashTelex. Then mention the equipment we need, especially if you are going to do it from home, and then highlight the process, how it is done, and mention some points about the new technologies, the advancements that are coming up. And then we would like to summarize, how you could go about this, starting from our, own CashTelex, which is on table. Like we said before, success of any currency depends in part, on the miners, because without them, you cannot have new blocks added to the chain. Remember, it's a blockchain, and you have new blocks being added, so that the transactions are verified. As people use the currency, as people make remittances, they send, for instance, you're sending cashless from one person to another, or you're making a payment, and so on. So these miners are contributing in verifying the transactions. And subsequently, yes, when that happens, it's very good for the ecosystem, and subsequently the benefit, like we said before, are confirmed for today, tomorrow, and many years to come. As we grow a cryptocurrency like CashTelex, we can expect miners to grow in number also, and therefore would like to catch up with the speed of the transactions, the demand for service and support, like we said before. And subsequently, our CashTelex will succeed depending on how many people are coming in to participate in this process. We said before, and we say again, what is mining? It's a very critical part of many blockchain implementations. It is required to add new blocks to the chain. It is required to verify and complete transactions. And through this, we are able to introduce new coins into the market, because the miners, when they do it, they get some reward, they get some fee for their service, for their contribution. And subsequently, you are getting introducing new coins to the blockchain. In our case, in CashTelex, remember, like we said before, out of the 110 million CashTelex coins that you have, the 100 million is already available for us to buy and own from the exchange directly. The 10 million, which is not available in that way, will be rewarded to those who actually perform this very important function. So from this 10 million, you'll have new coins which come in as a reward. And once the miner receives that coin, he either can go ahead, or he or she can go ahead and invest it, or can go ahead and spend it and convert it into cash if he or she is interested in doing that. Well, the history of mining, as we know, starts from the grandfather of cryptocurrencies, who is Bitcoin. That's where the whole story begins. That Satoshi Nakamoto and his team, or him and the group, if it's a group, if it's an individual, when he introduced his white paper and the whole concept of a peer-to-peer currency, we see this process of mining being a key element in supporting the network. And that's why even after his absence, when he's not in the picture at all, or when the team is not in the picture directly, you can see that the currency is continuing to function effectively, because it has many players, miners, and all those who are involved in supporting the network. So it stops being a Nakamoto project. It's not a Nakamoto project anymore. It becomes now a public project which is owned by so many stakeholders and which is supported by so many stakeholders. So it can keep going beyond the founders, beyond the originators, for many years to come. So the same applies to CashTelex in this way, that the process, when it begins, then now it's a confirmation of continuity and the future. We said before and we say again, for simplicity, it's basically solving simple equations and puzzles. Call them simple in this case. They could be a bit complex sometimes. And whenever you do that, the miner does that, the system does that. Yes, it is verifying the transaction, it's completing the transaction and adding the new blocks to the chain. And the results from this transaction can happen quickly. And subsequently, those who are involved can feel secure about the ecosystem that they are using. Well, if you're doing it from home, there are a few steps we need to keep in mind. The bit of work has to be done, of course, and you cannot avoid the processes that you always follow, either you're at home or you're in a business setup in a specialized, mining facility. If you want to be successful as a cryptocurrency miner, these steps have to be understood. You have to master them. You need to prepare yourself with the right equipment, with the right hardware, the right software, and you have to keep updating it on a regular basis. In that way, yes, you can make a bit of money, you can have benefit from this process. So, in preparation, mining from home, well, we remind ourselves that it's not about making a lot of money, getting rich very fast. It's, the whole concept of cryptocurrency, as understood in the past, could be somehow, misleading for some, because they may think I'll go in there in just a few days, I make a lot of money and become very rich and so on. When it comes to cryptocurrencies that have done with a purpose, take the example of CashTelex, for instance, and others like CashTelex. The intention is different. The technology is being used to implement something that is totally new and different. In this case, in CashTelex, the blockchain technology is being used, and the blockchain technology is being used to actually redistribute wealth for the people. You're connecting technology with the assets, connecting technology with the land, the buildings on the ground. You're connecting technology with gold mines and gold mining and refining gold and value addition and so on. You're connecting technology with, transactions. People are buying, e-commerce, online. It's like you're now giving chance to the ordinary people to participate in an economy where they couldn't participate before. Because ordinary people, for instance, many of them may not even have a bank account. But when you have this kind of setup, the way it is, and one is able to open an account on the exchange. So I'm just trying to emphasize that, yes, you should take time to prepare. And in our case, in CashTelex, we prepare for a journey which is a bit different from others, because you're building a currency for the people, which is going to be there for a long time, which is connected to the assets, which is giving chance people to own assets indirectly and subsequently participate in the economy in a manner and a form that has not been done before. So as you go in here, you need to plan in detail. What kind of computer do I need? Can my PC, which I have at home, be used? You may have to upgrade it. You may have to add a few more equipment, a few more components in there, because you need to, ensure that you're competitive. You need to ensure that your machine is upgraded. It has sufficient processing power. It has additional video cards. It has additional graphic processors and so on, as we are going to see shortly. Well, beside the hardware, the machine, the computer itself, and we shall see a few more details about this, you need to select the wallet which you're going to use. And this wallet will definitely be your way of receiving your reward. Whatever compensation that you get will come through this wallet, and subsequently the transfers can be made from there onwards. You need to prepare to download software on this machine. And again, we can look at the specific software that you may need shortly. Then you need to join a pool or a guild. So when you work with others in a pool, when you participate with others, then you can share the benefits. You can learn from them. And collectively, when you combine your computing power, you can compete in solving the puzzles, you compete in solving the whatever mathematical computations that are in there together, and then you share the reward. Because if you're alone, then you may be too small and too weak for you to actually compete effectively. When you're in a pool, it's like, yes, now you have combined processing power, and you can be able to succeed in winning, the race, as it were. Okay. We need to mention, by the way, that although we're talking about mining as used in an ordinary cryptocurrency, it can also be used, it's also required in other blockchain technology implementations. When you use blockchain in other systems, this process is also there. It's meant to be there to add new blocks to the chain and support whatever other systems that you may have, whether they are banking systems, whether they're international payments, whether they are record management systems, whether they are keeping, like government records, passports, national IDs, identity management, all this. So this particular process will be useful and subsequently will help in verifying information and adding blocks to the chain. The equipment that you need may require you to assemble a frame, call it a frame, a machine, like a box like you see, with different, if you're making a ridge, which has different, components. How to present why this is that, along the way, manuals are usually provided with specific guidelines where you can find the different components that you need. What size, what processing speed, what power that you need to assemble for you to put in place your own mining equipment. But remember, a few things that will be in there, that you'll need a CPU and a motherboard, which is upgraded, which is better. You need a graphic card, which is cards which are stronger. You need the specialized chips, which are for equipment that is dedicated for mining, computers. You need good power supply, electricity, which is guaranteed and which is a bit cheap. If you have a place where it's a bit cheaper, that's better. Sometimes you can set up the equipment in a different location where you know that electricity is cheaper, in a different country, maybe different location, different country, and you can monitor this from that place. If you have a cousin, a brother, a sister in a country where electricity is very cheap, you can have your basic equipment set up there and you can monitor from a distance using the software. Then you need a cooling system for you to be sure that this huge machine is able to run effectively. Well, I mentioned something about the processor. You need a good one. You need also a motherboard which has good extension, which has at least 3 video, can take 3 cards, slots, and can extend your video capability and graphics capability. And also you need to make room for expansion if you want to upgrade this in future. So as you start, you may consider having equipment that has those different expansion slots. Then in terms of software, yes, the number of mining software tools available, and you could indeed go ahead and download this, but you need to check to be sure that the source from where you're getting software is authentic. You're not getting into the trap of scammers and so on. So verifying the software is important. Is it coming from the real company which has designed it? And subsequently, you can be sure that the code that you're running on your system is not going to be causing trouble for you. So, like we said before, the number of tools that are available, which are on the open market, like CGMiner, a very common software, which is stable and which is popular. You can run this on your CPU and you can basically, run it on your machine, and it has very good features, and it has multi graphic support for you. It has remote interfaces. If you're using a computer remotely somewhere, you can actually monitor what you're doing from a distance. Then the other tools like BFG Miner. This one works like CG, but it focuses more on your graphics and processing capability. It takes advantage of the special features that are inbuilt for a mining computer, which has been assembled for this purpose. It has many features also, and it has performance recording capabilities. It has good fan control, and indeed can be much more flexible, when you're using it in a home environment. Another one which is quite popular is Multiminer. For those who have multiple cryptocurrencies they want to be involved in, it is easy to use, it can be customized, even beginners can use it, and you can easily switch between one individual mining platform cryptocurrency to another one. You can move from Bitcoin to Litecoin to another one and so on. It's like you can switch back and forth from different, from different mining platforms and subsequently different cryptocurrencies. There are a few others which are available, and especially if the intention is for you to make a profit from this, then your considerations will be a bit more, that you have options for using the cloud as it is. So cloud resources and cloud resources could be available for you, even from your home setup, for you to be able to harness the special services that are available for those who don't have very highly specialized equipment and need to participate in a way. I think because of the limited time, based on what my host has mentioned just now, let us say that if you want to do this at home, you need to find a suitable computer after understanding the type of computer that is required, or you can upgrade your own computer to have those extra facilities which are important. This computer, like you said, should be the type that can be upgraded easily. The motherboard should have, should be expandable, with other, like we said, other graphic cards, enhance the graphic capabilities, enhance processing capabilities, enhance the cooling systems, enhance a number of things that actually could make it a robust machine for this purpose. And the software tools that you download, again, after doing some homework and guidance, you can choose one which is more suitable. The good thing is that in our case, in CashTelex, as we shall say in the subsequent, communications, you'll have a specialized set of tools which will be available to you, and you'll have a clear manual that you are going to follow in our case, which is customized for our purpose. And like I said before, that mining systems and platforms elsewhere may use a different mechanism, a different methodology, a different way, following a different, I don't want to go into the technical things because it's supposed to be plain English, but they talk about algorithms and so on, which is just a way of solving a problem, different ways, different approaches of solving problems. So here people talking about proof of wealth, proof of work, proof of wealth algorithm, proof of work, and proof of stake. We shall explain those terms as we go along, but those approaches in a way determine the way this mining is done. So in our case, in CashTelex, since we are using a slightly different approach, a different way, then ours will be customized and will be running slightly differently compared to the others. But for you to understand and value and appreciate what CashTelex is doing, it's important for you to understand how it is done elsewhere. Then, like we have said before, you'll be able to see the unique value for proposition you're putting forward. You'll be able to see what is different in CashTelex, what is new in CashTelex, and why, we should appreciate and therefore somehow encourage as many people to be involved in expanding this ecosystem and making it better and better for today, tomorrow, and generations to come. For now, Mr. Moderator, I would like to pause here and leave room for us to discuss the other parts in the days to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our trainer, for tonight. We truly appreciate the wisdom, the knowledge that you've equipped us with tonight. And definitely now my audience is very certain and conversant of so many spaces that we're not knowledgeable about. We've gotten to learn quite a lot as far as what mining is, what we need to mine, the graphic cards, the hardware, the elements as, how to, the importance of us getting to identify a wallet that we shall be using for the payment. We've heard of technical words like CG miner, whatever that, we've never heard of such before. BFG miner, multi-miner tools, how to profit. Oh my goodness, we are very, very glad that we've been a part of this particular training, and we have learned all these technical words that we need to implement even in the process of executing the mining project. Thank you so much. And as that, I would like to close this particular training for tonight. Looking forward for another training, probably that will be happening in the course of next week or something. But we are very, very glad for having had our CTO taking us through this particular training. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to close tonight's presentation and say thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts as management. Thank you so much for sparing the time, for sparing the moment, sparing the data to attend tonight's presentation. But beyond it, to even equip yourself for where you have decided to invest. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. Toodles. Bye for now.